Hi guys, Keir Starmer was in Belfast on Friday speaking to community and political leaders north and south. He delivered a powerful message on how things have changed since the signing of the Good Friday Agreement and his, in his own words, small contribution to policing there. But to the Prime Minister, he called on Sunak to ensure that peace is protected and that an agreement on the Northern Ireland Protocol is hammered out with the EU. He challenged Rishi Sunak to face down the Brexit cultists within his party and not let Northern Ireland be used as a political football. This will not be good news for the DUP. Have a listen.
So I say to the Prime Minister, if there is a deal to do in coming weeks, do it. Whatever political cover you need, whatever mechanisms in Westminster you require, if it delivers for our national interest and the people of Northern Ireland, we will support you. The time for action on the protocol is now. The time to stand up to the ERG is now. The time to put Northern Ireland above a Brexit purity cult which can never be satisfied is now.
Very good speech. And he's completely correct. You can't allow the ERG or the Brexit cult dictate policy, especially when it comes to Northern Ireland. These are people who were generally against the Good Friday Agreement. And while there's the problem of the ERG and the Brexit cultists within the Conservative Party, there's also probably the bigger problem of the DUP in Northern Ireland. The DUP, of course, have refused to go into an executive with Sinn Féin because of the protocol. Now remember that the DUP campaigned for Brexit and still support Brexit, but this part of Brexit they're not happy with. They were warned about the consequences of Brexit, they ignored those warnings, and now they're complaining about the consequences. And they've thrown their toys out of the pram and plunged Northern Ireland into this crisis, where the only people who can resolve this crisis are those in number 10. The EU are upholding their side of the bargain when it came to the Northern Ireland Protocol. The UK government has not. And only recently, a year and a half late, the UK government has said that they have come to an agreement with the EU on data sharing. This was something that was part of the Northern Ireland Protocol from the very beginning. The EU has been extremely flexible on this, saying, okay, we're waiting for this data. Where is the data? Where is the data? And now it seems to be delivering. The UK government is upholding that side of the bargain when it comes to data sharing. There's a whole range of things that need to be fixed, in a sense, part of the agreement that's not been upheld by the UK government. And hopefully at this stage, a change from Boris Johnson, Liz Truss to Rishi Sunak, ironically, Rishi Sunak being a Brexiteer, seems more willing to have an adult agreement with the EU instead of threatening to trigger Article 16 every minute. And it's good to hear that Keir Starmer says that, we will back you if necessary. And I fully believe him on that, because he actually cares about Northern Ireland. He cares about peace there. He's not like Boris Johnson or Liz Truss, who either don't care or don't understand. Keir Starmer has worked in Northern Ireland and has worked with the people of Northern Ireland in the past, so he has a better understanding probably than any of the leaders. So fingers crossed that this is actually going to work, that the Sunak administration and the Labour Party are going to work together to ensure peace in Northern Ireland and protect the Good Friday Agreement through the protocol, and face down not just the ERG but also the DUP. The DUP, of course, don't want the protocol. They have been campaigning against it for the last number of months and years, or year and a half anyway, complaining about the consequences of the protocol. Of course, as I said before, the protocol is a fire extinguisher while Brexit is the fire. The protocol has to be enforced. It's an international agreement. It protects the Good Friday Agreement, and the DUP probably will be willing to move if they can claim some sort of victory. And I think this is what Sunak needs to do. He needs to present some sort of victory for the DUP in order for them to get back into government, because that's what Northern Ireland needs at the moment. It needs power sharing, it needs its executive doing the job of government, which it's not at the moment. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think about all of this. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.